I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night!
All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We'll bring you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. That just gets you fired up and gets you ready to roll. It gets you just wanting to hit somebody. I'm still very excited about the wink coming in here. Back to the attack. Hashtag. That's going to be patent pending.
That phrase is trademark, not to use it as a tradition, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, I just get excited because I'm a defensive guy. I think everyone knows that. I played defense. I coached defense. I was just a defensive guy, and I've always been one. I believe in hitting. I believe in just putting the wood on someone, hurting somebody. Oh, it's going to be fun. I wanted to talk about some potential hires coming out, or people that we are hiring right now. It's going to be Rob Ryan and Bryan Cox, the former linebacker. Rob Ryan, of course, is Rex Ryan's brother. We're going to talk about these guys a little bit. Give you a little bit of information, a little bit of scuttlebutt on these guys, because some of them have been out of the league for a little while now. And it's going to be interesting how he's cultivating and building his staff. The wink, that is. Will he have the personnel to run what he wants to run? I don't know. Not sure. I have to stay off Twitter, though. I saw some stupidity on Twitter this morning. The stupidity was, you don't get fired in the NFL for being a good coach. Wow, that was one of the dumbest statements I ever saw talking about wink. Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Tony Dungy, Pete Carroll, all got fired. Carroll got fired twice. All went on to win Super Bowls. Kind of puts a hole in that theory. They just went a different direction in Baltimore. Harbaugh went a different direction, different coordinator. I don't think there was any animosity. It was a mutual agreement. Of course, they always say it's a mutual agreement when someone parts ways, but it was a mutual agreement. But he's starting to cultivate his staff. Also, want to talk about the salary cap a minute. Yeah, the Giants are negative $10 million in salary cap space. I don't know where we've heard this before. Months ago, some dashing young gentleman that has a YouTube channel, I think. Well, he's an older gentleman. He is dashing, though. I think I mentioned this, I don't know how long, but people are like, you don't know anything about the cap. Well, I'm the only one that worked in the league and played, not in the league, but played college. But that's okay. What do I know about football? And I have a calculator, so I've said this before, I can add. So yes, we have to get down $10.5 million before March 16th, which is the start of the NFL start of technically the NFL season. So we have to get down under that 10 million threshold. So it's going to be interesting to see what cut. There's going to be some cuts coming on. There's going to be some restructures coming on. But let's talk about this new coaching staff. Rob Ryan, the brother of Rex. The parents are, of course, Doris and Buddy Ryan. They divorced in 1966. Interesting guy. Colorful guy. He started out as an assistant coach back in Western Kentucky in 87. He's been the defensive coordinator for a lot of places. He was the defense coordinator for Oklahoma State, for the Riders, for the Cleveland Browns, the Dallas Cowboys, the New Orleans Saints. He was defense coordinator for the Bills for one season. He was then he then went on and he coached with the Washington football team as inside linebackers coach, and then he was out of the league for a couple years until Baltimore came in. He was basically coaching the inside linebackers. He's got an interesting career. He's had some people would say he's had a successful career. I think he has. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. He was hired by the Raiders in 2004 when the Raiders were kind of sucking. In his first season, the Raiders, I think, were like 31st in the league. But then the second season, they improved to moving up to 25th. Went up from giving something like 27 points or 20 points to like 23. Then in 2006, Raiders ranked 3rd in yards per game and 18 in points. And the Raiders ranked 22nd in 2007. And then he kind of fell down the bus, like ranked 24th and gave up a lot of points. But then he went over to the Cleveland Browns with Eric Mangini. He brought them in. They ranked 21st in the league in defense. And then in 2010, they were ranked 13th. So, I mean, like I said, then he jumped over to Dallas. Like I said, he's a guy that moves around a little bit. He ranked 14th in 14th in yards per game and 16 in points. And then in 2020, he ranked 19th in yards and 24th in points. And then they terminated his contract in the 2013. And then he jumped right over to the Saints. So this is a guy that's been known around the league. He implemented the 3-4 defense with the Saints when they were previously running a 4-3. They finished okay statistically, or pretty well statistically, including 4th in the fewest points per game and 2nd in the fewest passing yards per game. Then the following year in 2014, they were near the bottom of the league in most offensive categories. The wheel fell off the bus. They just fell off the bus, and he got fired. He got S-canned. Then he jumped over on 16 and announced that Ryan was going to be joining his brother, of course, with the Buffalo Bills. And Ryan, under the Bills, started 0-2, then won 4 straight games. And then, that was actually, I believe that was the season that they shut out the Patriots 16-0, which is the first time that the Bills had ever shut out the Patriots at Gillette Stadium. It was again, they fired Rob after the league, which was interesting because they ranked 12 in the league. And then by week 13, but they fired him because of his whole brother. It was his brothers. Then he was out of the league for about 3 years and jumped, like I said, he jumped over to Washington. So he's an interesting guy. He's a colorful guy. He's a guy that attacks. Another guy with an attacking style defense. He's another guy that is a 3-4 guy. So it's interesting to see if he's going to come in here and do the, work the 3-4 magic with the wink. I think he will. One guy I am interested in bringing in is Byron Cox. Byron, of course, is the linebacker, started his career in Miami, bounced over to the Bears. I remember him better, or I remember him more when he was with the Jets from 1998 to 2000. Then he had to stop at the Pats and the Saints. Good linebacker, 3-time Pro Bowler, is also a Super Bowl another Super Bowl champion. 3-time Pro Bowler, 92, 94, 95, a really good linebacker. After his career, he wasn't in the league for about 4 years, and he was the assistant defensive line coach from 2006 to 2008 with the Jets. He went on to coach with the Cleveland Browns in 2009 to 2010. So, I mean, he's like I said, he's another guy that kind of has he's kind of moved around. He has a familiarity, of course, with Rob Ryan. He was then the pass rushing coach for the Miami Dolphins in 2011. He was a defensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Bucks in 2012, 2013. And he went over, took the same position with the Falcons for 2 years as a defensive line coach. And then he's kind of just been out of the league. So, I mean, he's a guy that's had some stops. He's worked, he's another gentleman that is a very intense guy. And I do use the word intense. He's another guy that has the Mangini connection. Like I said, so I mean, he's another colorful guy. He was part of the staff that helped the Falcons reach the Super Bowl in 2016. And of course, we lost this. The Falcons lost that game 34-28. They relieved him his duties as defensive line coach back in 2017. The Falcons is, and like I said, the Giants have hired him as the defensive line coach in 2022. I think he is good. He's an intense guy. He's been a truculent guy at times, Byron Cox, with the media. I think the defense is gonna be colorful. I think colorful is the best way to put the defense because it's gonna be colorful. It's gonna be interesting. Because of the fact that you got some big personalities that we just hired on this, that we just put in this defense. We put in, in some ways the Giants have gone away from what I would say is their standard philosophy in bringing people in and bringing, the right guys in, the guys with the right tempers, the guys with the right temperaments, the guys that aren't going to rock the boat. Like I said it before. I could see the defensive meeting rooms now.
What's your assignment?
Kill the quarterback. Hit the tight end so hard his girlfriend dies. Kill everybody.
I can see that now in the defensive meeting room with Brian Cox and Rob Ryan and the wink. I'm excited. I'm excited now. I'm excited about the Giants. I may be the everything is awesome channel. Everything is cool when you're part of the Giants team, just for the defense alone. The Giants don't have the personnel right now to run the wink system. They don't. I'm not gonna lie, and they're probably not gonna have it for another year or two, if not more, to have all the pieces in place. But I think he's not gonna change his style. Wink seems to be the kind of guy that's just gonna throw caution to the wind and basically just say, "Listen, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We're gonna attack." And sometimes that's what you need to do. If we dump James Bradbury, he needs 2 good cover corners in this defense, and it's going to be a lot of man to man because he's going to focus and fixate a lot on the blitz. We went over how many times and percentages of times that he blitzed over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's astronomical. That one season he blitzed like 44% of the time, and that's why I keep thinking of Coach Yost. You know, you're going to blitz all night. And that's, you know, and I think that's going to be the Giants' philosophy. And I think that's what it has to be. Go on the attack. Try something new for a change. Go out and do something we haven't done. Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. And I think that's what the Giants have finally done under the Shane. They are being bold. Boldness will only help you win. It'll never help you lose. Just remember.
No, I don't want them to gain another yard.
You blitz all night.
That's what we're going to do. And again, this is Tim of the Online Big Blue. We're bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you like, you can subscribe. Ring that bell, you know what it means. That'd be awesome.